you what I found. I think art begets art. So being here around artists and art enthusiasts is very inspiring for me. I will be telling you guys some of these songs, where they come from, why I'm singing them, what they mean to me now. I will ask you to sing with me in some of them if you're down. Are you down? Yes. I need your consent. Okay. Thanks. If you can't sing but you like how it feels, snap your fingers if you want to stand. There are actually a lot of seats on this side. So please come. Thank you so much, the K's, Kigondu, Monday, for inviting me. This is such an honor. So the first song I'm going to sing is called SOS. And this song I wrote it a while ago. And it became very real to me recently because of the wars that are happening in the world right now, particularly Israel-Hamas. And people are dying. The world is crazy. KPLC is sitting on our necks in this economy. But it made me think about our souls, and we shouldn't be afraid of what can kill your body. We should be afraid of what could kill our body and our soul, so we need saving. Hence the song. The world is on fire. Please don't let it get to my head. Please save our souls. Please save our souls. Nothing is going right. I'm feeling left behind. Please save our souls. Please save our souls. Kwani najua hautaniacha. Macho yako yananiangalia. Kwani najua hautaniacha. Macho yako yananiangalia. Please save our souls. Oh, please save our souls. Please save our souls. Please save our souls. Usiogope, aliye na uwezo wa kuua mwili pekee. Bali muogope, aliye na uwezo wa kuua mwili na nafsi. Usiogope, aliye na uwezo wa kuua mwili pekee. Bali ogopa, aliye na uwezo wa kuua mwili na nafsi. Please save our souls. Please save our souls. Please save our souls. Thank you. Thank you. You're smiling. Look at you. Okay, nice. The next song I'm going to sing is called Growing Pains. Because we're all growing. If you're not busy being born, you're probably not living. Yes. So, okay, wait. Let me breathe. This is so special for me. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna cry. Okay, I feel like this. I'm not ready to cry. Put mascara. If you're stuck behind there, come. They sit in front. Don't be shy. Okay. They say no pain, no gain. They say you cannot tell if growing hurts. Oh, but it hurts. Walisema mwanaume ni kujikaza na wanawake wao wafa kujishikilia, but it hurts. Oh, it hurts. Oh, this trying hurts. Waiting hurts. Healing hurts. Trusting hurts. Oh, haraka, haraka, haina baraka. Oh, bali pole pole ndio mwendo. Oh, aste aste nia nini utafika utafika uendapo nitafika niendapo. Hey, one step in front of the other one, one step in front of the other one, one step in front of the other one. Hey, 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 pole pole ndio mwendo, pole pole ndio mwendo. Hey, one step in front of the other one, one step in front of the other one, one step in front of the other one. Hey, hey, hey. So this is why you sing with me. Are you ready? You all look at me like, ah? It's really simple. All you need to say is pole pole. Let's go. Pole pole. Hey, nice. Ndio mwendo. Let's go. Ndio mwendo. Hey, you so nice. One more time. Pole pole. Let me hear you. Pole pole. Ndio mwendo. Together, hey, pole. Ndio mwendo. 1, 2, 3, hey, one step in front of the other one. One. Hey, one. Hey, 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 pole pole. Ndio mwendo. Harakani ya nini pole pole. Ndio mwendo. But it hurts. It hurts. Oh, this striving hurts. Believing hurts. Failure hurts. Mistakes, they hurt. Allah. The sound has left us. This growing, it hurts. Oh, thank you guys. You're such a nice choir. Thank you. Are we back or do I continue? KPLCs, because I mentioned them, you guys. They're listening on the live. Okay. It's still not on. As we wait for the sound, have you told your people we're streaming? No? Okay. Yeah, okay. The thing is on YouTube. They're on Instagram. The people with the 3 Bs, they're everywhere on the internet. So by the end of today, even now, as we wait for sound, whip out your phone, be like chicky. Tag, click, like, kick, poke. Yeah, all the things. You can clearly tell I'm not of Facebook. Facebookers were poking us, pokers. That's all for me. Let me tell you about the next song. So, growing hearts, believing hearts, trying, improving. We heard from the guest in the previous episode how he's busy, he's doing all the things, and they still just... Oh, there we go. We're back. There's still just something that he was missing, and he got depressed and all of that. If you've not listened to that episode, go back. I think there's something that never fails. There's something that will never throw you off. There's something that will never leave you worse off, and that is love. So that's what I'm going to sing about. Love is patient. Love is kind. It doesn't envy. It doesn't boast. Love is patient. Love is kind. It doesn't envy. It doesn't boast. Love never fails. Love never fails. Love never fails. Love never fails. Your love is patient. Your love is kind. It doesn't envy. It doesn't boast. Your love is patient. Your love is kind. It doesn't envy. It doesn't boast. Your love never fails. Love never fails. Your love never fails. Love never fails. So I'll be patient. I'll be kind. I will not envy. I will not boast, even on Instagram. I'll be patient. I'll be kind. I will not envy. I will not boast. I will always hope. I'll always believe. I'll always trust. I'll endure all things. I will always hope. I will always believe. I will always trust. I'll endure all things because love never fails. Love never fails. No, love never fails. Love never fails. So will you be patient? Will you be kind? Will you envy or boast? Will you be patient? Will you be kind? Will you not envy? Will you boast? Will you boast? Yes. You'll boast? Where? I'm singing to the wrong crowd. But you know what? Love never fails. Love never fails. Oh, love never fails. be patient. Say, I'll be kind. I'll be kind. I will not envy. Don't lie. You'll boast. It's fine. But love is patient. Say, love is kind. Yes, it will not envy. It will not boast. Love is patient. Love is patient. Oh, love is. It will not envy. It will not boast. One more time. Love is patient. Love is kind. It will not boast. Clap for yourself. Good job. Okay, so the last song I'm going to sing, this one has a story. Do you want me to sing one or two more? We just do one. Two. Okay, fine. It's because the crowd asked me, I'll sing two more. So, this one is the only song I've ever sung that I didn't write myself. Let me tell you the story. So I was talking to this award-winning, amazing illustrator, graphic designer. His work has taken him across the world. And I'm just here with my Flim's guitar, just being like, oh, imposter syndrome, imposter syndrome. So I asked him, I'm sure you don't get afraid. Like, your work is seen all over the world. You're constantly like, you have big clients. I'm sure this thing is for small people like me. And he was like, actually, no. I suffer from imposter syndrome sometimes. And I was like, what? Maheni lies. So I asked him, I was like, okay, so you feel afraid, what do you tell yourself? And when you meet a wise person, or when you meet somebody who has the answers to your questions, you sit down and listen, right? That's what this whole podcast is about, isn't it? So he started talking, and I was like, wait, you are dropping the gems. I need to write this down. And he just spoke and spoke and spoke and spoke. And everything you hear in this song are not my words, but his. And this is what he said. He tells himself, which is what I'd like you to tell yourself, which is what I tell myself when things are thick. I am always, always, always enough. And I'll always, always, always show up. No, you can't stop what's inside of me from shining, 'cause I'm always, 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 always enough. Oh, I'm always enough. Trust your process. Trust your uniqueness. You are doing nothing new. You've been here before. I'll trust my process. My own tangent is the guide. And I've been here before. And I'm always, always, always enough. And I'll always, always, always show up. No, you can't stop what's inside of me from shining, 'cause I'm always, 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 always enough. Oh, I'm always enough. Oh, I'm always enough. Oh, I'm always enough, always. No matter how things end up, I'm walking my own path. I am cool just for me, and that's enough. I am proud now, I'll I'll do better next time, but this time was great, and I'm still enough. I am proud now. I'll do better next time, but this time was great, and I'm still enough. I'm enough. I'm enough. I'm enough. You're enough. You are. Oh, you're enough. You're enough. You are. You're enough. You are enough. No, you can't stop what's inside. You can't stop what's inside. You can't stop what's inside of me from shining, 'cause I'm always, I am always, say it with me. I am always, I am always, I am always, I am always, say, I am always, I am always, nice, enough, ooh, enough, enough. Thank you. Do you feel like enough? Did you feel it? Okay, even I felt it. All right, that's it. My time is up. Okay, so that's corner of the boosters. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay, the last song I'm going to sing is second last. No way! Martin, I feel like this. That corner, I don't know. I couldn't have any. Oh, fantastic. Oh, now you are. You're enough. This last song is called Child. Backstory, I'm a firstborn. So, thank you. Firstborns unite. It's just that you stop being the child very quickly. You stop being the baby. So that's one reason I like this song, because I get to call myself, I'm called child. That's just me. But now for you, who may not be a firstborn, or you're just like, what does that have to do with me? Each of us are children of God, and God constantly offers us a chance to come back to Him, to be loved by Him, to be babied by Him. The soft life, baby girl life, that's recent. God wants to love you and care for you and comfort you and heal the broken parts of your heart all day, every day, like bottomless Coke. Okay. Child, do not be afraid. Don't you know I'm right here by your side? Child, lift up your eyes. Look up to the hills where your help comes from. Child, lay your burdens down. Take up mine, my yoke is easy, my burden is light. Ooh. Is the world closing in, breaking all of your dreams? You feel discouraged and unable to breathe. There's more dark days than light, a perfect stranger out of sight. Please listen to me. Oh, child, afraid. Don't you know I'm right here by your side? Ooh, child, lay your burdens down. Take up mine, my yoke is easy, my burden is light, light. Child, don't you be afraid, don't you be dismayed, child. Lay your burdens down. Oh, child, I am here by your side. I am here by your side. No, you can't stop what's inside. Hey, you can't stop what's inside. You can't stop what's inside of you from shining, 'cause you're always, always, always enough. Hey, thank you. Oh, one more thing. My name is Tugi Waiyaki. Waiyaki like the highway. Yes, like Waiyaki way. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Social media.
Tugi_Waiyaki. Same everywhere. Except, everywhere pretty much. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the Busy Being Born podcast with your hosts Kamande and Kigondu.
Thank you very much.
Hey.
Hapo sawa. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Busy Being Born podcast, episode 51. We call this No Guests But Nuggets. Maze. So we are super excited to be here, episode 51. Episode 1 is the one that brought this sort of format for us.
Yeah.
Ambapo we just sat down and had chats on anything and everything, and this is where we start. And this one we have sponsors.
We have a sponsor. It's brought to you by Funky Science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funky Science in the house. Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Funky Science. Funky Science is an ed-tech company that improves science education in Africa by providing approved, localized science content for children. They aim to make learning fun, spark curiosity, and nurture creativity. Through their hands-on activities, online tools, creative experiments, and science kits, they help children become better at problem solving. Their goal is to create a new generation of young scientists who can shape Africa's future. Learn more about their mission at www.funkyscience.co.ke. That is FUNKESCIENCE.co.ke, and check them every online at Funky Science. They are a good friend of the podcast.
Very good friend of the podcast.
You can almost say
you could almost say they spend in the same bed. Oh, good. In this episode, we'd also like to shout out Kayana. Kayana have hosted us for this particular episode and the previous one as well. I don't know if you remember that episode. Do you remember?
We had episode 50.
Makbo. Yeah, episode 50. So we shout out Kayana. Kayana is a community of female entrepreneurs, or as you'd like, entrepreneurs of abundance that come together to move their business from ideation to startup. Typically, the businesses will be run from their homes or online, and the founders are looking at the next step of growth but may not have the know-how or courage to do so. So Kayana is definitely, what do we call it? A nest, a Kyoto in a way. It is weird. It is not weird. Like, just because it is a female-oriented space, I wanted to say it is weird and we are guys out here. But yes, we all came from a womb, a nest in some way. So shout out Kayana, keep doing what you do. Asanteni. So we jump in?
We jump right in.
Hey, we have a guest.
We have a guest.
We have a guest.
We have a guest.
Are they dope?
They're dope.
Right?
Yeah, they're brilliant.
Yes, they are brilliant.
I think so. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Sometimes we don't think that, but maybe.
No?
Just maybe.
Maybe it's
I
time.
don't know, yeah.
So ladies and gents, we give you Kamande and Kigondu. Yay! That's what's up. I hope you've noticed that when we say this podcast started out selfishly, ilikuwa because we just want to have conversations with like really dope guys. So I don't know if guys noticed when we were talking to Makbu, at times we'd forget we had an audience who are like right there with Makbu.
Yep, it happens every single time.
You know?
The biggest testament of this is that we've never been able to keep time. In the sense that we've never, every time we say Maria, when Maria was producing for us, even the subsequent producers, shout out to Monique, doing it big in Indonesia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every time we say that we target this episode to run for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's never 2 hours.
We always spill it.
Abu is always like, hey guys, bana, it takes me so much time to cut. Shout out to Abu as well. On the sound. But it's simply because of that, because of how much learning we've been able to do from people who have a vast array of experiences that we pick from. And the other thing that always happens is, I've told you this before, we always tend to gravitate towards people who sort of are on a path that is not too dissimilar to ours. And so the episodes end up being, like you've seen from Makbul, for instance, in our previous episode, they end up being in such a way that we become more and more curious and want to learn from them. It's never, there's never that too big of a difference in terms of ideas and how they perceive the world. It's just that they've gone maybe ahead of us. Before us. And so it's always a good opportunity, and I never get enough of it. Yeah,
we should keep going, Maze, to another 50. Maria said to 50 more seasons.
50 more seasons.
I don't know about that, but yes, 50 more something. Unajua?
Yeah.
So far, how do you feel about the podcast?
It's more than I actually thought it would be. I say this like without a shred of doubt. For me, it's the most beautiful experience in my life. Like I know there's nothing to look forward to in life, and not in a very morbid way. But everything comes and goes. But for as long as we can keep doing this and having these conversations, talking to people, it's such a source of nourishment. I think nourishment is the best word for it. Because I come out of here not just nourished mentally, but also from an energy point of view. And you'll speak about energy and fatigue and all these experiences that we've had in the course of the year. But that's what it is for me. And I can't speak for anyone else, but every time I have this conversation, whether it's 5 people who end up listening to the episode or just you and I, it's insignificant. It's just the process of doing this is so energizing for me. Yeah.
That's beautiful to hear, Maze. I'm not too far off from that. And I know at times it's tedious planning, scheduling. In fact, in preparation of this, you remember me saying, no, I'm stepping out of this. I won't help as much in terms of putting everything together because nilikuwa space. Not a space of struggle, but a space of imbalance. And so coming back to episodes where you like episode 50, as soon as you're done, I think there's a bigger purpose to this, and I totally agree. This is a place to refuel, to consistently remind ourselves to, stay busy being born. And I'm hoping by this time it's not only about us refueling, but hopefully you as well, out there listening. You are out there watching us on YouTube or live. Shout you out. But yes, busy being born, Ama.
Yeah. How have you been?
Really?
Yeah, really.
It's been a good year. It's been a good year for me in terms of career and everything. And for those who don't know, I do theater is my thing. So even when you hear I've written a TV show, I'm a film project, I'm part of something, I always come back to theater. And it's been one of those years where yes, there are the awards to be won. Fantastic. So napewa gang signs huko nyuma naambiwa yes, we can cut it for a bit. Technical hick. What's that word? Technical Hitch.
Glitch.
Niko hick sounds more like a hickey. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's see how long it takes. Yes, sir.
If you get too eccentric or ice, yeah.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah. By the way,
please don't mind us.
it could go morbid
Go morbid and
occasionally.
yeah. Maybe morbid is not the right word. Maybe
Yeah.
how are you?
Even before we jump into that, mimi naweza changia. Rugby, I am clueless. Najua. Gilbert, inaitwa Gilbert.
Yeah. No,
Tuko wengi.
AS Sports.
Okay.
AS Sports now.
All I'll say is just because I celebrate Africa, just because I celebrate so and so, I celebrate myself or my brother, doesn't stop me from celebrating anyone else. You know? I don't think love is selfish in that way. I could love and it could spill. And that is why I have different girlfriends. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I am kidding. So, anyway, so how am I?
How are you?
Really? Yeah, it's been a season of a lot of blessings, but to whom much is given, much is required, much is tested. So imekuwa one of those seasons. No wonder the previous episode was ili hit home, ili lingia kabisa, cause yeah, I could see a season in Makbul's life where I feel as a smaller brother of his, niko in some parts of the river that he's been before. So yeah, so kujitafuta pole pole tu, but yes, out here busy being born.
Yeah.
Yourself?
Are you? No. Before we move the spotlight,
Am I?
how are you getting out of it, or are you still feeling like you're in that funk?
And
How are you processing it?
I'm taking it in as it comes. So what I'm doing right now intentionally is dropping off projects. I think one of the biggest lessons for me this year has been understanding that I could say no to people I really look up to, you know? So getting myself to that place of going, oh yeah, just because Denzel has hollered, he hasn't yet. But just because he hasn't, just because he has doesn't mean I have to say yes. You know? Because these are people we used to look up to. These are days, there are days you used to say, Mazee, I hope nitawak na so and so. But so and so akicall, kumbe I now have the privilege of saying, okay, maybe not today. Let's talk about that project at some point. I saw Jay-Z, a short clip of his from back in the day from an interview, akisema, don't let anyone rush your process. And I feel this has been a reminder in a way, especially for me as a writer. Writing you kutoanisha. It unravels you in so many ways. And so I've realized that I'm giving a lot. Podcasting is giving. Acting is giving. Writing is giving. Directing is giving. So at what point am I giving back to me? And I love people like Tugi who will call and are like, Mato, have you rested? Our previous episode or 2 episodes ago, we had Chantel. Chantel will call and go, Martin, I hope you're resting. Alice Kombani, they'll call and they'll be like, hey, dude, I've seen you in 10 million projects. When was the last time you had like 7 hours of sleep? And most of the times I'll laugh it off. So I'm in that season where Nico, okay, so as much as we want to be super productive, how else can we create time to rest and have room to just do anything else? Gibson Daiga, also a guest from a previous episode, shared something with me the other day. Alikuwa, you'll know if you're a reader, you'll know you haven't rested in a while if you haven't read a book in a while.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And nilikaa niko, this year I've read this one book. Yeah, from January nilikuwa bado niko katikati. I don't even know. It's Dalton Trumbo's story. You know, na niko katikati na nimekuwa hizo pages 10 for the last 5 months. Yeah, so that's how I know.
That's a good indicator.
Right? Yeah. So finding our way through, celebrating all the, tulisema iko episode ya Abu. At times we feel like saying I need a rest is almost as if you're taking for granted all the blessings coming your way. So yes, I'm cognizant of all these good things. but I'm also super cognizant of the need to rest. Na inakuja pole pole tu.
Good.
Good.
Saying yes to one thing means saying no to everything else. It's as simple as the moment you say yes to this moment, then you've locked out everything else. So it's very important to recognize that at the back of your mind, and I think that's helpful for you right now.
Yeah. Then you now become truthful to the moment.
Yeah.
What about you? Uko aje maze?
I'm also great. I'm great, but I'm tired, man. I'm so tired. Yeah.
What's that
I'm
about?
so tired. Eh?
Yeah.
Just generally, the last 6 months have been just pure grit and running around and doing so many things, especially in my day job. Shout out to the few people from my team who are here with us. They know this. And, you know, even for me, when Makbul was speaking about it, I was like, that's why I asked that question. Is that a sign? I don't know. You know, because I've been so freaking tired. My wife knows this. I tell her, she asks me, how was your day? So tiring. You know what I mean? And I don't know how many of us feel that, you know. And then the other day I was talking to someone, I realized that on one hand, we can talk about this esoterically and say life is suffering. But on the other hand, we're in this system where you have to continuously do things, and this is your karma until something changes. You know what I mean? So in my case, for instance, right? Let's say I'm just doing the best I can every single day. It means that if nothing really shifts in terms of either whatever my karma says I should be doing, if I am a professional doing data work and I do this for the next 10 years, it means that this feeling will be there with me for 10 years with 21 days of leave. You know what I mean? That's it. And bro, I'm tired every single minute. You know?
Yeah.
And you can only rest for 21 days. And then you have a family as well. I mean, and again, coming back to this discussion with Abu about having all these things and holding the idea of gratefulness for this incarnation that we're in and everything that happens around it, but also recognizing that it's... Tugi just sang about it, and I was crying actually, because she said that all of it hurts. All of it hurts so much sometimes, you know, and we never speak about it. At least I have found spaces where I can share this. It lightens the heart because it helps you open up to it a bit more, but especially the physical bits of it. I think, and as you age as well, those become like a permanent fixture. I think. So again, having recognized that, the question is how do we learn to live with it, because this is our karma. This is what we have in this existence, right?
Yeah.
And someone asked me the other day when I mentioned this to them that I'm tired. They're like, you know, take a break. I'm gonna take a break. I've been here before. I'm gonna come back to the same exact thing. Then it's over and over and over again. Take a break for 5 days. Take a break for a week. That's the most I can get, right? And you come back, and it's the same freaking rat race.
Here we go again. Yeah.
And here's the thing. For most of us in this room and most of us who are listening to this episode, it's a blessing and a curse, because you never do these things half-heartedly. Right? We don't, right? You give everything your all. And that's hurtful, man. It hurts so bad, right? It's painful some days. And you can't help yourself but give the best. So you want to be impeccable in every single thing that you're doing. You hold that because you know the importance of that moment, the importance of that responsibility, and it still drains you so much.
Yeah.
And I don't think we speak enough about that.
Bro.
At least I'm doing that right now. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Is it a thing about being in like mid-30s or something? Kwa wale wamepita.
Yeah.
Ama wale wamekaribia maze. Is it a thing?
I think it's a thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's definitely a thing. Yeah, but I think how have I been? I've been going through that, but at the same time, recognizing that that's what we have to deal with.
Yeah.
That's part of it. So opening up as much as possible to that experience.
That's dope.
One of the things that's really helped is, you know, I finally, Maria is here, and I think I saw Kareithi. We did obviously have an inclination towards Eastern teachings. And so we did the 10-day meditation retreat, and that goes a long way in helping you.
Maria was there?
Yeah, she was actually serving. Maria. Shout out, not this Maria. There's another Maria there. Yeah, and I think highly recommend that to everyone. Whether you think that that could be useful in alleviating some of these day-to-day struggles of burnout, depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation, whatever it might be, right? Because there is a lot of promise in just working with the body to understand that this is what it is right now, and not being either too having a lot of aversion to it, because I think the aversion is, it's the second, let's say someone amekudunga, right? That's, we can deal with that, right?
Yeah.
We are so tired right now. Life is, we are deep into this incarnation in terms of our responsibilities. Now, that's the first tab. The second tab is you developing all this negativity around it. And that's more painful.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the path. I think that's a path. That's the leap that we want to be aware enough to not make. And so I think in learning about these techniques, there's a lot of promise in just dealing with these things today on a day-to-day basis, because, man, it's a lot of suffering.
It is. And you always say this a lot. You say life is about suffering, which I thought about the other day, and okay, what if doesn't mean it is wrong? What if life is about overcoming? It's consistently overcoming a day, overcoming a job, overcoming a struggle, overcoming a win, So, yeah, Godspeed.
Godspeed to you too, bro. Yeah, so that has been extremely helpful, and came out of that with an improved practice. That's also like really.
What do you call that? This is 10 days of silence.
This is, Nini also spoke about it. A lot of people have done it. So it's the Vipassana silent retreats. Shout out to Maria here and Karithi and everyone who's done it. And we've also had someone write about the experience on the blog, and there's another one coming up on the blog. But pretty much is sitting with your body for 10 days and your thoughts and everything that this incarnation has given you for 10 days. It hurts, man. It hurts so much because it hurts. The body is in pain. You're sitting on the floor. For me, like, I thought that I'd known how to meditate. Then I realized I don't know anything because, I meditate on my bed. You go in there and you're doing 10 and a half hours of sitting with yourself every single day. So it's first the body. Then all the injuries that you've had, all the bad posture that you've had, it all comes to the surface and it pains you so much physically. Just physically too. Because you have to sit cross-legged or find something that works.
You have to.
But you have to sit on the floor. Right?
Yikes. Okay. Speaking of posture.
Yeah. Speaking of the posture. So, then,
good.
Without diving too much into it. Then the second one is obviously the thoughts.
Yeah.
Right? The thoughts that...
Our minds are noisy.
They're very noisy. It's a monkey, that thing, man. It's a monkey. And it gives you all sorts of thoughts which you can't even explain, especially when you're sitting for 10 days without speaking to anyone. All thoughts come to the surface. All of them. You even remember people that you've not remembered in such a long time. You remember experiences that you've not remembered in such a long time. An esoteric idea, guys. That's why it's possible for some of these people to remember their past lives. Because you sit so much that you remember every detail of your life. Because it's stored somewhere, right? Everything that you've been through, it's not erased. It's like a hard disk. It's somewhere at the back of your mind, especially at your subconscious level. It's there, right? So you start remembering all these things. I'm like, Maze Kang'ethe tulisoma naye class 4. Alikuwa anatembea hivi. Sijamkumbuka in 24 years. I've not thought about Kang'ethe. Then he springs to mind randomly. An experience that I had. Now, the one thing here that is painful as well is having those bad memories come to surface, like those bad thoughts and the things that you've either gone through or done, and they eat you up in that process. Yeah, they do. And then the last one, I think, is, so there's the body, the thoughts, trying to be aware of them, but they still keep coming, and you have to be aware of them without reacting. And then the last one is our emotions as well, because we've been through so much emotionally, all of us, from when we were born. There've been so much that has happened to our emotions and our feelings, and they're all there.
Yeah.
Speaking to a few people from that class, at least, I think they share the same experience. A lot of them were crying, just trying to wipe continuously, just weeping because of all these pains. But in the end, I think it's a process that helps you sort of deal with these day-to-day things in a much better way. You show up a bit better on a day-to-day basis, but then there is a bigger promise, which is, maybe there is a way out of this suffering.
Maybe there is. Honestly, coming back to self. A lot of nakedness for sure.
A lot of nakedness.
Yo, okay. Then clearly tangent ya hii episode around coming back to the self.
Yeah.
Unajua, honestly.
Coming back home.
Honestly, coming back home. Let's jump into the second level of this episode. Ya kwanza ilikuwa just looking a bit at ourselves. Let's look back at episodes that we have had. So far, we've had some super dope people.
Yeah,
and we
super
could
dope.
read quotes from them. I could read a couple, then you jump into the next, ndio? Because we are sort of reviewing. This is from episode 42. You guys know Waithera, ndio?
Waithera from Wanavokali.
Wanavokali. Super dope. Ni band?
Yeah, band.
Super dope band. Yeah. So she said, find your inner child. If you do have this, you can carry them with you.
That's what Tugi, these things come together so
Yeah,
nicely.
Tugi said that as well, right?
She was singing about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maurice Otieno from Baraza, episode 41, he said, just be nice.
Again, Tugi sang about being kind and love. Oh, gosh.
They're all interconnected. Joshua Chisanga, shout out all the rugby fans, like we noticed there are. He said,
Shout out to
opportunity. Yeah, shout out to Patrice. Patrice in the house.
AS Sports.
Hey. Joshua Chisanga said, opportunity favors a ready mind. Cindy Ogana, one of my favorite episodes, episode 16, she said, eliminate negativity and negative friends and constantly put yourself first.
That's what Makbul spoke
That
about.
is what Makbul spoke about. This is beautiful. Episode 35, we had Muthoni Maina. I hope you buy her book. Check out Nuria. Our latest episode, 3-4 episodes ago, we had Bule, who's the mind entrepreneur behind Nuria Bookstore. Yeah, go on Nuria, buy books by Kenyans and Africans, by the way.
And buy Noni Miner's book.
Muthoni Maina's book, Leaves of May. And she says, it is not too late to go back to that which you have forgotten. You've just spoken about this. Mary Olive Mungai, yes, we have professional opera singers in Kenya. This one is a dope episode, episode 33. She said, be true to yourself. And finally on my list, we have Joe Kenywa. Mnajua Joe Kenywa? Njoro wa Uba. He says, akia nani? Sitasaweza kusoma hii. He says, hazimalizianagi nyasi. I got it. Hazimalizianagi nyasi. AKA, there are enough opportunities for everyone.
Scarcity
Yes.
mentality.
Yeah.
Anti-scarcity mentality.
Anti that for sure. Let's give them a round of that. Sindio? Thank you. Hey, Kamande, what's on your end?
So for me, a few more. Mary Muikali from episode 26. Also, by the way, these are bookmarks for all of you, just as, things to remind you about some of the nuggets that we've collected through the 48 episodes. You have greatness within you. Yeah.
That is Mary Muikali.
That's Mary Muikali. And that's what Tugi sang about as well. You are enough. Yeah. We just have to keep reminding ourselves.
Yes, sir.
So these are very great reminders. Our dear friend that we love so much, Bilal Moura.
Bilal. Yes, sir.
Start where you are. Yeah. So, yeah, I think this was very powerful for me because it means that, you see, the only place you can start is where you are. You don't have to, whether you feel good about yourself, you feel bad about yourself, you are at a good place financially, mentally, whatever. You don't have to wait for things to get better in order for you to start actually doing some working and having some sort of shifts. Yeah.
Just start where you are.
Where you are.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And then this was by JJ.
JJ. Shout out to JJ. JJ is actually responsible to us guys meeting Tugi.
Yeah.
JJ is a filmmaker. He's the guy behind, what's the name of the film? There's search to JJ. Check out that episode. Episode number?
Episode number 40.
Number 40, yes.
It's related to also what you said last. By who? By Njoro Wahuba.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember his name. Escapes me. Leave no man behind. We only succeed when we pull others along.
Yes, sir.
And I think Africa needs to hear this more and more. Yeah. Which is related to what Peter Kawa said. Pass it on.
Pass it on.
Pass it on. And then the last one is I don't know if you guys listened to when in our maybe early 20s, Homeboys came about, and I remember being a huge fan of Homeboys. Anyone else? I'm very old.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people was Nick Ndeda. You guys know Nick Ndeda? Nick Ndeda, it feels like for me introduced the use of the word dope, because you used to say dope in everything. And even when he came on the podcast, that's what he was saying. Dope. Like every second sentence is dope. The only person who knows how dope you can be is you. Yes, and you have to believe that. You have to remember that. You know how dope you can be. All of us here. Yeah.
Hey, let's keep at it. Being dope, right?
Yeah, being dope.
You guys are dope. Let me ask, out of your dopeness, how are we doing with our episodes? Zikomto ameskiza at least one episode? At least one in the audience? At least one? Hey, that's what's up. Hey, asante, chikiti check. Today, yes, you know. Wacha tuende tukipunguza. How many have listened to at least 5 episodes? Hey, thank you. Abu has listened to every episode. Check, Maria has listened to every episode.
Maria has listened to all, yeah.
Check us out, busybeingborn.africa. We are everywhere, from Spotify to Google Pods to, like, apart from one, kuna moja tuko. What's the original, like, platform for music? When you say you discover musicians, mtu yuko amewadiscover wapi? SoundCloud. We are not on SoundCloud, are we?
No.
Yes. Besides SoundCloud,
remain locked here.
We are everywhere else.
Yeah. And the reason we do this and try to push to whoever is listening to us is because we are terrible at marketing. This is the only way we know to market ourselves, by looking up to you guys to listen and maybe share with one more person. It does matter to some extent, because we want to do this for a long time. Hopefully. And it's not to, again, on the financial side in any way. It's for this to actually just maybe be sustainable and pay for these dope people, because they, as you can see, with all the equipment,
doing a good job. Yeah,
they don't come cheap. They know their stuff. But yeah, we suck at marketing.
Well, we need a class on that. Do you guys know, like, any dope market out there? Ama we should get, like, a social media guru. We should get an Esther Kazungu here to just, unajua, share these things. Well noted. Aya.
Some questions?
Yes. Now we're jumping into the third section of this episode. It's a pretty short one where we now engage with you guys. I've seen mbili zimekuwa forwarded. Kuna moja niko, what? Let me start with this longer one. You can pass the others as well. Kamande, you can read those ones coming. So this one says, I hope they've written their name somewhere. I hope they have. But let's see what the question is, what the comment is. They say, first off, congratulations on this milestone. Asante sana. Passing the 50th mark. Yeah, it's a golden anniversary, which speaks to the nuggets of gold from the conversation. Yeah, we could snap to that. Thank you very much. On to the question. As Makbul was winding up, he mentioned something on embracing our African names, and I want to tie that to our African identity, an appreciation of our culture, full stop. Personally, I feel like the disconnect is a result of a knowledge gap of our history. We don't really have proper documented history. How would you advise, especially the younger generation, to take pride in our identity and embrace the greatness that we hold as Africans? That's a really dope question.
That's a deep, dope question.
Yeah. Adiniko, any specialized person in the house? You could try, then I could jump in as well.
Okay.
Thank you for that question.
First of all, I fully agree with the fact that maybe there might have been better ways, just for the sake of being able to learn history, reconcile. So we had this discussion with someone who said that, Africans documented things in their own way, and that was useful, and it was going on and on and on until it was disrupted, right? So so it's not necessarily a bad thing that we did, or we can, if we put it on a pedestal and say that, written documentation is good. That's a very modern thing, right? Had we not been disrupted, then however way we used to pass this information would still be going on right now.
Yeah.
People would be still gathering with their grandfathers and fathers and passing all that information, right? Anyway, so that happened, but now we're at a place where, because of that disruption, we don't have a lot of our knowledge about where we came from, right? And so I fully agree with that sentiment, and sometimes I do find that it has the potential to cause some grief, because some sort grief one, and then just this general loss of direction for a lot of us. And a lot of things that spark out of that. Some of them being sort of trying to reach back to history and then doing it in wrong ways, and then that being a source of infighting. We see it, Kikuyus here, we see it in the Kikuyu land. Like, you have the Mungeke, they start out as these people who are trying to reach back and find who they are, their roots, etc. Then all of a sudden, people say that they're not doing it in the right way. And so another one comes up, they're called Kiamakea or whatever. And then there is infighting. And again, maybe that's human nature. However, that said, what are some possible solutions that I think all of us can contribute to this? I think one, it's at this point in time, if you can find all of us in this room who are interested, and people out there who are interested in making, sort of piecing these things together, it's have these conversations with your grandmothers before they pass on.
Yes, sir.
Record them. Yeah. For me, for instance, I'm not able to pass on all the knowledge from my forefathers because I don't have much of it. But what I've done is that I've had podcasts, recordings with my grandmother. So I talk to her for hours and record it on the phone, right? Then I'll periodically listen to it. That's the only way I can learn, right? Sometimes I didn't even tell her that I'm recording. She has no idea, right? Sadly now, she is getting into that place where maybe cognitively, she's not very, very stable, and so it becomes harder. But yeah, do it at an individual level, because again, there is only so much that we can do as a society unless you do it yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that's
That
one
could
of
be
the
one of
ways
the
that are
ways.
found to be a solution.
For sure.
Then, yeah, hopefully there is more that will be written, hopefully by people who are able to have these conversations at a broader scale and document them for us.
For sure, for sure. I totally agree. I wouldn't even add much in that angle. I mean, as I said, in the opposite way then would be consistently asking who's paying for that narrative. Unajua, when it comes to books and education, like how much we know from GHC, social studies, we can only learn as much as we are allowed to learn. So curiosity, unajua?
That's a big
curiosity.
constraint.
You know, when we think of, I don't know, Jaramogi, when we think of Mekatilili, I think tunafaa kutoka tu from that 1-2 paragraphs from standard 7, GHC, page 33 hapo chini, kuna picha ya tomboya uoni vizuri. Tutoke tu hiyo, tuende to other possibilities, and people are blogging. Shout out to Ali for Birds. Abu is in the house.
Yeah, actually for Birds, they're doing massive things in trying to curate this history.
You know?
Oh gosh.
So there are people with stories out there, and again, pia in our family histories and going down to our lines. One of the reasons me was skeptical about getting kids, uaga 4 generations later you're forgotten. Unajua, mtu mtu akisema this is for legacy.
Hakuna hiyo ni story.
You know,
Hakuna
I don't
legacy.
remember my great grandfather, you know? And as much as he might have wanted to be the guy, I am clueless. Yeah, so when we were burying a grandma of mine mid last month, I sat with my mom na alikuwa ananishow, oh yeah, so you're named after, like I knew the Kigondu who existed in 1880. And that blew my mind. But it was, tukiwa hapo unasoma history uko, oh yeah, so ako named after so these ones came to Nairobi in and they came. Yeah, for me it was just awkward discovering I am from Murang'a. Nilikuwa, wow. Oh, yeah,
What's wrong with Murang'a?
Oh yeah, you're from Murang'a. Yes. Watu ya Mulanga. Kuna venye? No. But anyway, I'm kidding. All I'm saying is, yeah, just asking and storytelling from the ones before us.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is value in that. Okay.
To the next?
To the next one.
Yeah. Let me ask this one. Alafu tuende kwa hizo, sindio? I hope you guys could also think about this. If you were to be caged for life, would you prefer the bars to be horizontal or vertical?
What a question.
What a question. Mind blown. I don't know what I would want. I don't know if the answer says something about who you are. I probably would prefer them this way. If you were to be caged for life, that is depressing already. What is this? This is horizontal.
Yeah.
I would rather this to get better view. I don't know. Na feel nika ingine. I don't know. Would my head fit in there? Probably horizontal, just for the sake of getting an answer. But the thought of being caged.
Yeah, that by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have one here.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what is your answer?
I don't have an answer.
Okay. Okay, I don't want that thought.
Vintage, no.
Yeah.
Are there lessons that only time can teach?
For sure. Yeah. One answer?
What is time and space anyway? I don't know. Time space is not fundamental, no. But in at least in my view, is in, for as long as we are living in time space, and there is that element or those two dimensions as something that's there, whether that's fundamental or not. I think there are definitely things that you learn. Sitting still, for instance, and making that observation, whoever is observing notwithstanding, I think it's also dependent on some sort of change in the time dimension. So even that very basic lesson of change, I think change can only happen in the direction of time. Actually, no. I think change happens, and one of the dimensions in which it happens is in the direction of time, right? So yes, some lessons, most lessons, if not all lessons, especially the one on change and impermanence, I think that is quite coupled with time.
With time.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take it. I guess I hope they take it as well.
Is there a follow-up to that idea?
I feel crawling and running need time, walking. Just from that, I feel yes, the answer is yes. I feel even in relationships, very few people get the first one right. Very few people ended up marrying their first love because they sort of had to learn themselves. Learn how to love, or be loved. So I think things take time. I think before a career fully shikas, unajua kabla idonjo, you kind of have to, unajua, go through all that. So yes, I do.
That's actually, I have a further thought without getting into a rabbit hole. I think the reason why maybe most of the lessons can only be learned across time is because that means that those lessons are being learned through experience.
There you go.
Through your own experience. It's not someone telling you that this is how it's done. That's very useful from a theoretical point of view, but I think that experience, cliche, is the best teacher. I think even fundamentally from all the wise people, it seems all the learning is through experience.
Yes, sir.
Right? And that is also, I think, very tightly coupled with time.
Manze, these are deep questions, bana. Okay, asanteni, bana. Yeah, kuna nyingine
hapa.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful question, by the way. How was the podcast technical process changed from the early episodes to the latest? And what are you hoping to change, improve in terms of that technical process? Oh man, we've had such an evolution. We started out with a producer who was great at his craft, but never really seemed to understand what it is that we're trying to do here. But luckily, or again, as fate would have it, we recognized that very early. And then we tried out Abu, who was also, I think, you'd recorded a few, at the beginning of COVID, a few podcast episodes here and there. And Abu is something else.
Yes, sir.
How has that evolved? One is, I think, the quality of our sound, which is something that we hold very dearly. If nothing else, the quality of our sound needs to be consistent. Mostly because the people we are trying to... This goes out to people, and these people are the people in this room and people like them. So if you were to use marketing terms, lookalikes. These are people who are listening to very high quality, high fidelity things. Like they're listening.
Shout yourselves out. Hey, asante.
Everyone here is on Spotify.
You guys are dope.
Lossless. They talk about lossless. Is it called lossless? What things you guys are. If I know all of you, especially even everyone is use Spotify. You guys are paying for premium of premium. That you can. I see you. na kuona mpaka karibu huko you're going to Sweden to get things from Spotify
Directly.
from
know?
the source. So we do not want that experience to be different from whatever it is that you're consuming. And yeah, I think because obviously in as much as we say, okay, let's try and give the best experience, one of the considerations there is that we want you to listen from minute 1 to minute last and learn as much as possible. Hatutaki ifike mahali alafu there are all sorts of issues. So anyway, long and short, it has significantly improved. I think the main part of that has been Abu, who's phenomenal and who we love so deeply. He's such a joy and such a wonderful human being. And then the other part is that we recently, maybe 10 episodes ago or so, started recording the whole thing and putting it out on YouTube. Shout out to Grace. Grace is phenomenal as well because she's the one who does she's phenomenal by herself, but also just throwing that in there.
Everything else
in there. You guys have watched all the comic renaissance in Kenya, the stand-up comedy renaissance in Kenya, right? Wherever you see those very clear videos, clips anywhere, that's the person who's also responsible. So yeah.
Yes,
and she's so dope.
Yes,
yeah. At some point I was telling you today, I feel like they make us look very
professional.
And I'm like, just doing this for fun. But you see their setup and the quality of the things that they bring to the table.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Great team, Maze. I think that is a thing we have to shout out. Yeah. Asanteni. Any other question?
No, those are any other question? Those are the 4 we had.
Asanteni. I hope hakuna mtu anajua tingine. Thank you very much, Maze. Episode 51. Going forward, where are we?
Going forward.
It ties out, it ties, do we say down? What's that word? It ties back to. Sawa. It ties back to the end of that question. Future inakaaje? I think so far we've figured out how to do this. And so it's something that you can do over and over and over again. And so we're going to keep doing it at whatever intervals, who knows. But I think immediately we're just going to put out a lot of material and sort of take a mini break to refuel. Maybe a few weeks, maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months, but we have enough content to put out there. Keep giving.
And then come back with all the energy that we need.
Bismillah. Yeah. Santeni sana. Ladies and gentlemen, we say Merry Christmas. We say Happy New Year. We say thank you. We say Shalom. We say all those good things, Maze. For me, the future is the same as well. Yeah, just looking out for more and celebrating these conversations. At times, you might be going through the shits. Alafu unakuja to one episode uko, yo, that was beautiful.
I do that a lot.
Yeah, sindio?
I do that a lot.
So I'm hoping the future has a lot more of this re-energizing conversations, dope guests. If you have someone you think is like really dope at what they do, a perspective in life, just share. Ukituona somewhere online, just share. Tell your friends about it. This is my favorite episode. Unajua, useme mazeni nilisikiza, then niwashare episode. It bangs. Ama the Dr. Shiko Gitao episode. Ama the JJ episode. Ama the episode which you are on, because every one of you can be on the podcast. Hey. Woo! You are what was that? Always. I like that we all tried. Asanteni sana maze.
Yeah, I think in closing, I think shout out to everyone. Maybe shout out is too generic, but we deeply appreciate each one of you. I think this path, this journey is all about showing up and trying to do what we can, and everyone giving it their best, and supporting each other through that path, and just your presence, not just here with the live audience, but everyone who listens, who supports us in different ways. It means the world to us, because we're just trying.
We're just trying,
man.
Yes,
all of us in life, we're just trying. And so getting people to listen to what you're putting out there, sharing, supporting, that means everything to us. And we wish you all the best, and we wish you, more than anything else, happiness and peace.
Happiness and peace and growth. Stay busy being born.
Because
you know what we always say: if you're not busy being born,
you're probably busy not living.
We have been your boys.
Kamade.
Kigodu.
Oh, Kamade.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay busy being born. Asanteni. Hey. And cut. Thank you.
Cut.
Hey,
Welcome to
that's
the
how
Busy
we'll go
Being
to our
Born
final-
podcast
final-
with your
final
hosts
bit
Kamande
of
and
this
Kigondu.
installation, which is the